Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm now checking to see whether the connections are working. I'm Hank Philippi Ryan. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Hank Philippi Ryan. It's Thursday at 12:30 p.m. ET, and I'm Hank Philippi Ryan here on Instagram and here on Facebook. So nice to see you. I see Gabriel is here, Mon Gabriel, and I think you're new. And Diane is here on Instagram, and Katla and Jen Jumba. Hello to everyone. I see you now on Facebook too, but of course I cannot see the comments. Is it not letting me see your comments? Is this not fun? Every Tuesday and Thursday at 12:30 p.m. ET, Hannah Mary McKinnon and I do bring you a special broadcast of First Chapter Fun, and we are doing that today. And every Tuesday and Thursday around this time, Hannah Mary McKinnon and I, my partner in fictional crime, battle to see whether Facebook will let us see the comments and whether Instagram will work. It is never a dull moment in an already crazy world. I'm just going to click someone. You all know what I'm doing here, clicking another page to see if I can see your comments on Facebook. Let me see what happens here. Is this not fun? Do you love doing this with us? Every Tuesday and Thursday at 12:30, we try to make this work, and let us see if it will. I'm not seeing your comments on Facebook right now, so what I'm doing is seeing if I can go to another part of Facebook and see it again.
You all know.
And I'll turn now. Can you hear me on Facebook now?
See if I can see.
Okay, no, that's not going to work. All right. One more time. All right, I will have to see your comments on Facebook later. But welcome, welcome, welcome after this sort of battle with technology to this edition of First Chapter Fun. Hannah, you will have to tell me uh, what the comments are on Facebook, because no matter if I click the other thing or not, it doesn't work. And so much for that idea. Anyway, happy, crazy weather world. We're so worried about you. Hannah Mary McKinnon and I are so worried about you all out there in the terrible weather. How is it where you are? All of you in Texas and out there with the crazy, ridiculous weather and no power. I'm so sad about that and worried about you. Amy Gentry, who we read from on Tuesday, was in a hotel with no power, and we are so worried about all of you. So check in, will you, all of you? Let us know where you are and how you're doing and how you're managing through this weather. I see Sharon During. She Lies Close. We read that fabulous thriller, and Susie approved book reviews. We love you, Susie. You are such a rock star. If any of you don't know Susie approved, her Instagram page right here on Instagram has a wonderful following, and all the new terrific books are on it. So we send you to Susie. Not now, not right now, but after First Chapter Fun is over, we'd adore to come have you visit her. I'm going to check one more time to see if I can see you on Facebook. I cannot do that. Susie's blushing. Oh my goodness, I'm missing your comments on Facebook, but sometimes, as you know, Instagram and Facebook are not very thrilled with us somehow, or maybe they're overloaded, or maybe it's a power thing. Who knows? It's a battle every Tuesday and Thursday to see your comments, but I promise I will look at them after this is over. So Hannah's saying Susie is a rock star, and she is indeed. So let me show you what we're reading from today, just so you know. This is Gregg Hurwitz's amazing thriller, Prodigal Son. It's part of the Orphan X series, but you can read them in any order, and I urge you to do so. They are absolutely unputdownable thrillers. They're terrific, and we'll talk more about that in a minute. So how are you in the weather? I want you, please, to check in. It would be lovely to know that you're okay. We're fine here in Boston. No snow as yet, but it's coming. And I have learned to keep everything plugged in. My whole life now is charging things, isn't it? Isn't it yours? Make sure everything is charged. Make sure you have everything what you need. We never know what's around the next corner. Isn't that true? And I kind of think Jen is saying they're turn pagers. Yes, that is a First Chapter Fun term that I think Jen, who was it that came up with turn pagers? I love that. And that is exactly what Prodigal Son is. And many of the books, almost, all the books we bring you here on First Chapter Fun are turn pagers. And that is why, going back to the power and the necessities and the community, is why Hannah Mary McKinnon started First Chapter Fun almost a year ago now, which is craziness to think about. And we will be celebrating our first year anniversary coming up soon. And we promise you, beyond your wildest imaginings, prizes and events and all kinds of things. I mean, I don't know if it's beyond your wildest imaginings, but in book world, you'll love it and it'll be great. And we will let you know. And we hope you all come to the First Chapter Fun page on Facebook for some really fantastic things. Again, quickly, housekeeping. If Facebook boots us out entirely, besides just not letting me see the comments, or if Instagram decides, oh, well, no First Chapter Fun today, no worries, it's us, not you. We'll come and do the chapter again. So you can find them on our channel on IGTV and on video on Facebook, and it will be there. We've had a great day this morning here in Boston already. The birds have discovered our new bird feeder in the backyard, and we are like crazy happy over that. We had a family of cardinals, the male and female, so gorgeous, that flash of red, and red-headed woodpeckers. Jonathan looked it up, and it was we saw a downy woodpecker, male and female, and then a flock of starlings and juncos and a blue jay and a million sparrows, and all the puffy mourning doves come to our backyard. You know how they get all puffy in the winter, and it's really cute, and they always come in pairs. So Diana saying, love watching the birds. I know, when I was younger, I used to think, oh, bird watching, are you kidding me? And now I think, oh, it's glorious. It's fabulous. And suddenly this morning, they have discovered our yard. We got a suet feeder. And so it's hanging from one of the brackets on one of the big trees in the backyard. And the squirrels are hanging from the suet feeder, with all four claws on the suet feeder, as the suet feeder swings back and forth in the wind, and they just hang on and eat from the suet feeder. It is the squirrel circus in Hank and Jonathan's backyard. So quite amazing. But do you want to hear about squirrels, or do you want to hear about books? You want to hear about books. And this morning, this afternoon, or wherever we are in California, it's morning still, and you may not be in our time zone, but we are reading to you from the fabulous Gregg Hurwitz's Prodigal Son. I think that is really Gregg on the cover. When you meet him in real life, you just tell me if you don't think that's Gregg on the cover, but I'm telling you it totally is. He'll deny it, I'm sure, because he's Gregg, and he would deny that, but I bet he did that. I bet he really did that. Let me tell you a little bit about Gregg Hurwitz this morning. So are you all settled in? You're ready? Those of you who have power, I see so many of you coming this morning. Cat Reader and Diane and Glennie is here, and Lisa, and Anita loves books, and of course Jen Jumba and Jay Larson and Hannah. Of course, Hannah. I'm so worried about not seeing the comments on Facebook that my darling Hannah is here, and she's monitoring for us, as always. So welcome, Hannah. Who I am in the midst of reading Hannah's new book, lucky me. So, and it is fantastic as usual. And if Tori Eldridge comes, you'll be seeing, we read from Tori's book, you'll see her cover reveal tomorrow. So watch Instagram and Facebook for that. We're all going to join in and let you see Tori Eldridge's new cover. Oh my goodness, the First Chapter Fun family of readers and authors. I mean, I hate the pandemic, and I know you do too, but isn't it true that we have met so many people that we wouldn't ordinarily have met, whatever ordinary is these days, because of First Chapter Fun? So I'm eternally grateful to Hannah for thinking it up and bringing me on and allowing me to join this wonderful family. It's very nice. And each and every one of you, is so special to us. You know, when I see your names pop up, not on Facebook since I can't see that today, but on Instagram, I see your names, and it is completely great. And Gregg Hurwitz is here on Instagram. Greg, I don't know if you've heard me say that I can't see the comments on Facebook today. I will go back and look. So pleased you're here now with us on Instagram. Welcome, welcome. And we were just discussing whether it was indeed you on the cover of your fabulous Prodigal Son. So do weigh in on that. I know, as I said before, I know you'll deny it. So I know you'll deny it, but we all think this is you. And we took a vote before you got here that it is you. And we were talking also about how Prodigal Son is one of a series of Orphan X books, but you can read them in any order. So if you want to start with Prodigal Son, that is just dandy and fine, and that will work perfectly. Now that Greg is here, we can talk about him. Cat Reader is here. Tori's new cover is amazing. Hannah is saying, Greg is saying, hi, everyone. Robin is here. Hi, Diane and Stephanie and Anita and Katla. Oh my goodness, thank you so much, everyone, for being here today. We embrace you and we welcome you, and we are going to tell you right now about Gregg Hurwitz's fabulous book, Prodigal Son. But first, a little bit about Gregg Hurwitz. You know, it's not in this bio that I'm supposed to read, which I will read with my little notes on the top of it. But I have to tell you that Gregg Hurwitz is the coolest guy in the world. He's fun and amazing, and Hannah is putting on Instagram where you can follow him. So much fun, so knowledgeable, so brilliant, a really good pal and a good friend, and a wonderful supporter of authors, and has this crazy realm of talent and skills that he'll have to tell you about. Ask him about that. Anyway, let me tell you about Gregg Hurwitz in the bio that I'm supposed to read. Gregg Hurwitz is the New York Times #1 internationally best-selling author of 22 thrillers, including the Orphan X series. His novels have won literary awards and have been published in 32 languages. Additionally, he's written screenplays and television scripts for many of the major studios and networks, comics for DC and Marvel, and political and culture pieces for the Wall Street Journal, The Guardian, and others. Gregg lives with his 3 Rhodesian ridgebacks in Los Angeles, where he continues to play soccer, he says, frequently injuring himself. So, you know, Gregg, that's on you. Gregg also, I can tell you this from experience, Gregg also knows all about orchids and taught me how to water my live orchid. And he also knows all about vodka. So ask him about vodka. To my eternal delight, and internal delight. To my eternal delight, I learned about that from Gregg when we were signing together. Was it at Poison Pen in Arizona, Gregg? I can't remember where it was. It may have been one of many places. Gregg says, I have a new movie coming out this year called Sweet Girl, starring Jason Momoa, who is significantly larger than me. He says, yeah, don't play soccer with Jason Momoa. That is really all I can say, Gregg. I know you are intrepid, and I know you are always up for a challenge, but that may be past any of us. Gregg says on Instagram, I did lots of vodka research, but I don't remember any of it. And there you go. There we have the fabulous Gregg Hurwitz. So welcome. Gregg, is it true? Did I dream this? That Prodigal Son is now a New York Times bestseller? Did I dream that? I think that might be true. So since I can see you on Instagram, let me know on Facebook. Yes, Jen Jumba is saying at Mystery Lovers Bookstore, the fabulous Mystery Lovers Bookstore in Oakmont with Rebecca Drake. That was one of the times that Gregg and I were together. There was something weird that night too, wasn't it? Some crazy weather was happening. Who knows? It all happily and delightfully, doesn't it run together? It really does. Okay, without further ado, more about, yes, Gregg is saying it is indeed. Congratulations. Oh my golly, this book just came out. It's a New York Times bestseller, and we are reading it to you here today on First Chapter Fun, and we are so lucky and so grateful. Jen is reminding me that there was a horrible ice storm. Yes, that's what it was. Crazy weather. And everyone just scattered after a really fast dinner so everybody could get wherever they were going to go. And I know the congratulations are pouring in, must be pouring in on Facebook too, even though I can't see them. I will go back and look at them. Yes, Gregg, congratulations. It's fabulous. Now, let me tell you about Prodigal Son. And we are grateful to Gregg again and to Minotaur Books for allowing us permission to read from this book. Gregg is saying, if you haven't seen this on Facebook, he's adapting Orphan X for TV now and working on the pilot. It's going to be super. We will all come and have a watch party when that's on TV, Gregg. That'll be great. Anyway, about Prodigal Son, now a New York Times best-selling novel. As a boy, Evan Smoak was pulled out of a foster home and trained in an off-the-books operation known as the Orphan Program. He was a government assassin, perhaps the best, known to a few insiders as Orphan X. He eventually broke with the program and adopted a new name, the Nowhere Man, and a new mission, helping the most desperate in their times of trouble. But the highest power in the country has made him a tempting offer. In exchange for an unofficial pardon, he must stop his clandestine activities as the Nowhere Man. Now, Evan has to do the one thing he's least equipped to do, and that is lead a normal life. But then he gets a call for help from the one person he never expected, a woman claiming to have given him up for adoption, a woman he never knew, his mother. Her unlikely request: help Andrew Duran, a man whose life has gone off the rails, who was in the wrong place at the wrong time, bringing him to the deadly attention of very powerful figures. Now a brutal brother and sister assassination team are after him, and with no one to turn to and no place to hide, Evan is Duran's only option. But when the hidden cabal catches on to what Evan is doing, everything he's fought for is on the line, including his own life. So you can find Gregg on Gregg Hurwitz Readers, on his Facebook page, on Instagram at Gregg Hurwitz Books, Twitter at Gregg Hurwitz, and we hope you will. And now, without further ado, although I know Jen Jumba loves the ado, without further ado, here is the beginning of Prodigal Son. Are you cozy? Are you safe? Are you sitting somewhere where you can enjoy this for a couple minutes? Here is chapter 1 of Prodigal Son. It's called A New Brand of Danger. I think I'll put my glasses on for this. What do you think? A new brand of danger. A stir moves through the Pride House group home, and seconds later, adolescent faces pig against the muggy front window. Evan, at 12, has still not hit his growth spurt. He jockeys for position and loses, Charles von Skyver's elbow knocking him to the rear of the pack. A tiny gap opens between Tyrell and Jamal, and Evan catches a fleeting glimpse of a slender man disappearing around the fence of the cracked basketball courts across the street. The conversation wafts back at him. Well, was that the guy? I don't know, Charles. Looks like him. Real helpful, shitbird. The herd is unsupervised, which is never good. Papa Z, the sturdy Polish-American housefather, has retired to the bathroom with the Baltimore Sun. The fact that it's a Sunday edition, paired with his chronic and oft-referenced constipation, means he could be missing for hours. Van Skyver leads the way naturally as they spill out of their gone-to-hell row house in the shadow of the high-rise Lafayette Courts project. They reach the asphalt park and spread out. Only 7 kids today because Danny got yanked into juvie, and Andre's been missing since Friday, no doubt on another fantasy quest looking for the parents he never knew. Nothing to see but brick and concrete, sweaty in the August humidity, and the usual junkies and corner boys. Cookie-cutter row houses stare back from all sides like crooked teeth. I swear it was him again, Tyrell says. The boys are adrenalized by the mystery man's reappearance. He materializes at intervals, eyeing the boys as they strut and roughhouse in the park, the sun glinting off his gold watch. Masked by Ray-Bans, He smokes through his pack with conveyor belt efficiency, and when he finally moves, he walks at a leisurely pace, his fingers skating along the chain link. The theories are endless. He's a weenie wagger. He's a real estate tycoon from Streeterville looking to adopt. He's a cannibal who subsists on young flesh. Van Sciver circles them up. Get over here, everyone, over here. The blue bandana is cinched around his forehead as always, his reddish blonde bangs falling over the band of fabric. He's a head taller than everyone except Ramon, but Ramon's built like a skeleton, so the height doesn't get him much respect. Van Sciver wears a sleeveless Washington Redskins shirt to show off his biceps, which bulge large enough to have grooves in them already. His upper lip sports a few scraggly hairs and a dried smear of the protein muscle drink he downs religiously every morning. Mixed powder from the canister he painstakingly saves up for each month, the canister the other kids dare not touch. Though he's just 2 years older than Evan, they might as well be different species. They've tangled only once, Van Sciver bloodying Evan's nose when Evan stood up to him for cheating at blackjack, and splitting his lip for backing Tyrell, whose sister is a whore, but who probably doesn't need to be reminded of it as often as Van Sciver thinks he does. Van Sciver came into the home when his dad got nailed for a bank heist, which makes him royalty in this zip code. A few coveted photographs and a yellowed newspaper clipping confirm his provenance. Evan, on the other hand, is without the benefit of a rousing lineage. He simply appeared like something mythical, Moses in a basket of pitch-darkened bulrushes, Athena springing fully formed from the brow of Zeus. From various social workers, he'd gleaned only the barest facts about his origin, that his birth mother had traveled from out of state to turn him over for adoption in Maryland when he was 6 days old, that his first adoptive mother had been debilitated by a series of strokes she'd kept secret, right up until she and her overwhelmed husband had dropped Evan back into the system. Since Evan's birth mother had retained the right to select the adoptive family, his fate was frozen while social services tried to locate her. But young women who travel out of state to relinquish newborns don't want to be identified, let alone found. By the time the bureaucracy had unsnarled itself sufficiently to declare him abandoned, he'd knocked around a series of homes. Even by the time he was 4 years old, his face had grown guarded, no longer a blank slate upon which a couple could project their dreams. He had a whiff of inferiority about him, another kid fit for the damaged goods bin. Papa Z's group home is the latest stop on the merry-go-round. 5 to 15 kids on perennial rotation, graduating to trade school or jail or jobs involving wrenches and name-patch coveralls. The choices are few, the outcomes predetermined, the tracks laid pointing to a dismal future. That is what is so intriguing about Mystery Man and his gold watch, no matter how awful his intentions may be. He does not belong to this world, to these city blocks. He represents not just a new brand of danger, but a road to a new place, and any route out of East Baltimore is a good one. Van Sciver says, I talked to Eddie in Paco's garage, who talked to his cousin, who said the Mystery Man takes kids and turns them into something. Turns them into something. But what? The only point of reference Evan has for this comes from the Army recruiting office across from the arcade in the mall. In between rounds checking the video game change slots for forgotten quarters, he and Tyrell watch the slouchy teenagers go through that glass door bearing the decal of the American flag. They always come out a little straighter. They come out men. Ramon's voice cuts through Evan's reverie. Turns them into sex-slave dick-suckers, he says, and a few kids risk snickers. But Van Sciver continues undeterred. Eddie's cousin? He said he knew a guy came up in a West Side home, new beginnings, and that guy said the Mystery Man picked another kid, the best kid out of the group. The tallest, the fastest, the strongest. And that kid, one day, he just vanished. He draws out the pause, the boys huddling closer, still breathing audibly from their dash across the street. Now it's no longer a story, but an urban legend, a campfire ghost story, and somehow that makes it more real. Evan senses some dark truth in the spaces between the lies. Van Sciver has let the cliffhanger linger long enough. Conspiratorially, he looks left, right, left, then back at the group. 4 years later, he came back for a day. A block or two over, a car is blaring Run DMC with the bass cranked up high. The sound fades. Tyrell's sneaker scrapes the asphalt as he leans even closer. And he was built, Van Sciver says. Muscles like this, and badass. Had a scar across his cheek, and a Porsche. The details are delicious, tantalizing. Evan's stomach pitches with excitement, as if he's in roller coaster freefall. A wino shuffles by tangentially, and Van Sciver shoots him a hostile glare. Get the fuck out of here, Horace. Back to his captive crowd. This guy, he said he went to a house. Best house ever. A real home. Hot meals 3 times a day, and Nintendo, and a pool. You get your own room. Said they trained him. To do what? Evan asks. Van Sciver has to look down to meet his eyes. No one knows. Ha ha! That is just the beginning. That is the beginning of Prodigal Son. And I dare you not to keep reading after that. I mean, that is so gorgeously written. That little tiny 1 chapter of origin story, which tells us exactly what we need to know about Evan and about his upbringing and about his past and about the mystery man who remains a mystery to us. And that is why we must turn to chapter 2, right? Chapter 2 of Prodigal Son by Gregg Hurwitz, now a New York Times bestseller. This book itself, a New York Times bestseller, and we congratulate you, Gregg, for this great achievement. That is completely fabulous. Oh, Gregg is saying, thank you, beautifully read. That's so nice. Thank you. It really is, as Hannah and I always say, such a responsibility. We get so nervous when we read these because we want to do you proud. So we hope we did that today with Prodigal Son. You all go out right now, not right now, because I have one more thing to tell you, and grab Prodigal Son so you can find out what happens to Evan Smoak. And can you see what a great movie this would be? It's just instantly cinematic, instantly emotional, instantly full of conflict and longing and desire and loss, and the need for power and, you know, all these things, peer pressure, everything, all in this one fabulous book, Prodigal Son by Gregg Hurwitz. I loved making the video for this. It was really fun. If you haven't seen the Prodigal Son video, please do. Those are really fun to make, and they're hard. You know, it's one of those things that you have to think about what it should be and what the tone should be and what the music should be. So Diana's saying, great series. It is indeed. It is a great series. My husband, too, loves Orphan X. When I told him that we were reading from Gregg Hurwitz this morning, he says, oh, I love him. He's fantastic. Question from Margaret on Facebook. Can the books be read in any order? Greg's saying yes, they can. And Hank is saying yes, they can. Absolutely so. You can see it's interesting. And the proof is that this is a little bit of the origin story of Orphan X. And it is in this book, Prodigal Son, which is not the first of the series. So read them in order, read them in not in order. It all works perfectly well. So as we are running out of time here, oh, tick, 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 we only have 2 minutes. First, let me thank you all for being here. Second, let me tempt you like crazy for Tuesday's book, Blood World by Chris Mooney. Blood World by Chris Mooney. And I can tell you that you think you can tell from the cover what this is about. And I promise you, I totally promise you that you cannot tell, you cannot predict. Even you, fabulous, smart, savvy thriller and mystery readers, you do not know what this book is about. And I'm not going to tell you because I want you to be here Tuesday when we read from Blood World. Oops. And that is my entire photo gallery. How do you like it? When we read from Blood World, there it is, spotlighted by Chris Mooney. And Greg is saying Blood World is really good. Yes, indeed. And there you have the endorsement from the top. So I hope you are all thriving and well and have power or will soon and have heat or will soon. Hannah and I are so grateful that you took this half hour this today to come chat with us and be with us and hear yet another wonderful book. We're so grateful that you're here on Instagram with us and here on Facebook with us. I know exactly. Kale Murphy is saying more for the TBR list. Yes, you know Hannah's and my goal of world domination, of toppling TBR piles, all based on the first chapter fun novels. So you get cozy, you stay safe, you take care. These are treacherous times all around, and you know that you always are safe here at First Chapter Fun. So until Tuesday, when we will see you again, I hope, stay safe, stay kind, and we love you so much. Take care.